But the reality remains is that despite all this attention, this case is about Maggie Murdaugh and Paul Murdaugh, and I'm so thankful that the jurors gave them a voice. You heard about Paul. Obviously there was the vote case, but you also heard him described as a fun-loving young man, a person who loved life, a person who would do anything for his friends, for anyone. And he's cut down as he was just starting to live his life.
Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies starts now.
Disgraced attorney Alex Murdoch was convicted for doing away with his wife Maggie and his son Paul. The jury reportedly only deliberated for 3 hours before returning with a guilty verdict. So it seems like they were not buying his nonsense. And I'm going to talk about Stephen Smith and how this case links back to Alex Murdoch and the Murdoch household in just a moment. So please stay with me. Alex was also convicted for 2 counts of possession of a weapon during a violent crime. And everything I'm sharing with you today is opinion, and opinions are not facts. Alex has been sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences, which means he will serve them one after the other. And here on Reporter Room, we are doing a deep dive into the Netflix docuseries Murdaugh Murders, A Southern Scandal. This series takes a dive into all of the mysterious deaths that can be linked back in some way, shape, or form to Alex Murdoch. So I'm going to talk about Stephen Smith and what happened to him and how it links to Murdoch in just a second, so please stay with me. So what was Alex's motive for doing away with his wife and son? Well, according to the Netflix documentary series, Buster Murdaugh, who was Alex's older son, had been kicked out of the University of South Carolina for plagiarism, so this would have added some stress. Moreover, Alex and Maggie's marriage had become very stressful, in part because Maggie was becoming aware that bills were not getting paid. And according to a journalist named Valerie Berlin, who was interviewed for the Netflix series, she says that there were rumors that Maggie hired a forensic accountant to help with their bills, and that she also did meet with a divorce attorney. And as I reported to you in the initial video that I did on this series, thought that Maggie was seeking a divorce, and that this divorce was going to trigger an audit into Alex Murdoch, and that this would be the motive because Alex, as you have learned from this court case, had a lot to hide. So SLED is making progress into the Stephen Smith case. Stephen Smith was found near the Murdoch estate. Now, who hurt Stephen and why? As I reported to you in a prior video, Stephen was found deceased in the road. He suffered blunt force trauma to the head. Police initially ruled it as a hit and run. However, this was disproved. And it appears that someone going into or leading the Murdoch Moselle estate injured Stephen, leading to his demise. Stephen was openly LGBTQ, and was this a motive? And if so, this would be a hate crime, so it would have additional penalties attached to it. Stephen's family and loved ones have been waiting a long time for justice, and hopefully it will be served. Subscribe,